What is up, everybody? Tee Off Sports here from Win Daily Sports, and I'll be taking you through my course breakdown for this week's American Express Championship. Before we even talk about an optimal game theory route to take, this is a problematic event to handicap when you look into the three-course rotational aspect and the pro-am nature that can take over 6 hours to complete rounds. None of that means we can't find an edge by doing our due diligence, but the lack of stat tracker at any venue that isn't the stadium is a massive red flag when trying to pinpoint long-term data, since the rollover predictability has been less than pertinent over the years. The field will be required to rotate between the stadium course, La Quinta, and the Nicholas Tournament course from Thursday to Saturday, which gets highlighted by an abnormal 54-hole cut and the top 65 players and ties heading back to the stadium for one final chance on Sunday. And that's where all these problems start to arise when we try to internalize the ideal way to view everything in front of us. The rollover data has been less than pertinent since each course demands something different. You don't have to look any further than how challenging it can be on a typical week to identify just one stop. And even if that doesn't mean there isn't a specific skill set that might be better suited to find success, the most manageable approach stems from emphasizing the parallels between the three properties, in my opinion. We see some of that come to fruition when we dive into the par 72 essence and sub 7,200 core of all three stops. And the one significant corollary between all three properties originates on the ease to score on their 4 par 5s. Golfers that have been able to demonstrate an edge on those holes have typically been the ones who have catapulted themselves up the leaderboard, although the crux of the final answer still comes down to how you handle the marginally more difficult stadium course and 9 holes that will have water come into play. Some combination of total driving, mostly geared towards accuracy, is generally a good place to start your research if you want to avoid tournament-ending danger, and the extensive bunkering can make finding fairways imperative, especially when you realize they produce around the highest birdie percentages on tour yearly when you play from the short grass. I ended up weighing 6 categories in my model this week that range from the rudimentary expectation of attempting to mimic past iterations of this contest, all the way to creating these recalculated proximity ranges to help pinpoint projected success. My model noticed an enhanced hit rate when it condensed numbers down from either under 100 yards, over 200 yards, or between 150 to 175 yards, generating a top 10 for that area that included golfers such as Will Zalatoris, Cameron Davis, Cameron Young, Patrick Cantlay, and Scotty Scheffler. If you like what you heard today, you can always follow me on Twitter at TOffSports to get all those numbers straight at your disposal weekly. And if you aren't doing so already, we hope you consider signing up for a Win Daily Gold membership for as little as $5.99 a week to get more insight like this. I appreciate everyone tuning in today as I quickly went through some of my thoughts for the American Express, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here again next week.